Chapter 1: Creating Blue Oceans. The authors introduce the concept of blue oceans, which refers to untapped market spaces with high growth potential that are free from competition. They argue that businesses should focus on creating blue oceans rather than competing in overcrowded, red oceans where profits are limited. The main points and actionable steps an entrepreneur can take from this chapter are: identify and analyze the factors that create red oceans in your industry. Look for opportunities to create new markets or redefine existing ones by focusing on customer needs that are currently unmet or underserved. Use the 4 actions framework to identify and eliminate factors that limit customer value and increase costs. To illustrate the significance of these points, the authors provide examples of companies that have successfully created blue oceans, such as Cirque du Soleil, which redefined the circus industry by combining elements of theater and acrobatics to create a new type of entertainment. Chapter 2: Analyzing the Blue Ocean Strategy. In Chapter 2, the authors provide a more in-depth analysis of the blue ocean strategy and its key components. They argue that the key to creating a successful blue ocean strategy is to focus on value innovation, which involves creating new value for customers while also reducing costs. The main points and actionable steps an entrepreneur can take from this chapter are: use the strategy canvas to analyze your industry's competitive landscape and identify areas where you can create new value for customers. Focus on creating a differentiated value proposition that sets your business apart from the competition. Use the ERRC grid to identify areas where you can reduce costs while still creating value for customers. To illustrate the significance of these points, the authors provide examples of companies that have successfully used the blue ocean strategy to create value innovation, such as Southwest Airlines, which redefined the airline industry by focusing on low-cost, short-haul flights and a simplified business model. Chapter 3: Reconstructing Market Boundaries. In Chapter 3, the authors argue that businesses should not be constrained by existing industry boundaries, but should instead focus on creating new market boundaries. They provide examples of businesses that have successfully expanded into new markets by breaking down existing boundaries and creating new value propositions. The main points and actionable steps an entrepreneur can take from this chapter are: look for opportunities to expand into new markets by identifying adjacent industries or untapped customer segments. Use the 6 paths framework to identify new markets that are currently overlooked or underserved. Focus on creating a new value proposition that meets the unique needs of the new market. To illustrate the significance of these points, the authors provide examples of companies that have successfully expanded into new markets by breaking down existing boundaries, such as Apple, which expanded into the music industry with the introduction of the iPod and iTunes, and Nintendo, which expanded into the non-gaming market with the introduction of the Wii gaming console. Chapter 4: Focus on the big picture, not the numbers. The authors argue that businesses often become too focused on beating their competitors in existing market spaces, resulting in bloody red oceans of cutthroat competition. Instead, they advocate for companies to focus on creating new markets or blue oceans of uncontested space. The chapter outlines the importance of identifying and understanding the 6 key factors that shape buyer value in any industry: functional, emotional, life-changing, social impact, environmental, and financial. By examining these factors, businesses can create a new market space that offers a unique value proposition and attracts customers away from existing competitors. Actionable steps: identify the 6 key factors that shape buyer value in your industry and conduct research to understand how they impact your target customers. Brainstorm ways to create a new market space that offers a unique value proposition based on the identified factors. Evaluate the potential success of your blue ocean strategy by assessing the attractiveness and feasibility of the new market space. Chapter 5: Reach Beyond Existing Demand. This chapter highlights the importance of expanding the boundaries of existing demand by appealing to non-customers. The authors argue that businesses can unlock new growth opportunities by identifying non-customers and understanding why they have not yet engaged with the industry. The chapter outlines 3 tiers of non-customers: soon-to-be, refusing, and unexplored. Soon-to-be non-customers are individuals who are on the cusp of becoming customers, but have not yet made the transition. Refusing non-customers have consciously chosen not to engage with the industry or product. Unexplored non-customers are individuals who have not yet been targeted by the industry. Actionable steps. Identify the 3 tiers of non-customers in your industry and conduct research to understand why they are not yet customers. Brainstorm ways to appeal to each tier of non-customers and create a value proposition that addresses their specific needs and pain points. Develop a marketing strategy that targets non-customers and expands the boundaries of existing demand. Chapter 6. Get the strategic sequence right. This chapter emphasizes the importance of getting the strategic sequence right in order to successfully implement a blue ocean strategy. The authors argue that there are 4 key steps that must be taken in the correct sequence: reconstruct market boundaries, focus on the big picture, reach beyond existing demand, and get the strategic sequence right. The chapter provides a framework for prioritizing these steps and highlights the importance of ensuring that each step is fully completed before moving on to the next. The authors also caution against prematurely rushing into the details of implementation without first establishing a clear strategic vision. Actionable steps. Prioritize the 4 key steps of the strategic sequence and ensure that each step is fully completed before moving on to the next. Develop a clear strategic vision for your blue ocean strategy before getting bogged down in the details of implementation. Monitor progress and adjust the strategic sequence as needed to ensure that the blue ocean strategy is successful. Chapter 7. Blue Ocean Strategy in Action. The case of Wikipedia. The authors use the example of Wikipedia to illustrate how a company can create a blue ocean. Wikipedia created a new market space by offering free knowledge to anyone with internet access. It was able to do this by breaking the conventional rules of the traditional encyclopedia industry. By using a collaborative approach to content creation and relying on volunteers, Wikipedia was able to create a sustainable business model that disrupted the traditional encyclopedia industry. Actionable steps. Identify a conventional rule in your industry that you can break. Look for ways to collaborate with others in your industry to create a unique value proposition. Build a sustainable business model that focuses on creating value for your customers. Chapter 8. Renew Blue Oceans. In this chapter, the authors emphasize the importance of continuously renewing blue oceans. They discuss how companies like Cirque du Soleil have successfully done this by constantly innovating and reinventing their business model. They also highlight the importance of creating a culture of innovation within the organization. Actionable steps. Set aside time to evaluate and renew your business model. Encourage a culture of innovation within your organization. Continuously seek feedback from your customers and be willing to adapt your strategy accordingly. Chapter 9. The Sustainability and Renewal of Blue Ocean Strategy. The authors emphasize the importance of sustainability and renewal in blue ocean strategy. They discuss how companies that fail to renew their strategy risk becoming irrelevant in the market. They also provide a framework for assessing the sustainability and renewal potential of a blue ocean strategy. Actionable steps. Regularly evaluate the sustainability and renewal potential of your blue ocean strategy. Look for ways to adapt and evolve your strategy to keep up with changes in the market. Continuously innovate and seek out new opportunities to create value for your customers. Chapter 10. Conclusion. The Blue Ocean Strategy Challenge. In the final chapter, the authors summarize the key points of the book and issue a challenge to readers to apply blue ocean strategy in their own businesses. They emphasize the importance of taking action and being willing to experiment and take risks. Actionable steps. Take action and experiment with blue ocean strategy in your own business. Be willing to take risks and try new things. Continuously evaluate and adapt your strategy based on feedback from customers and changes in the market. Chapter 11. Blue Ocean Leadership. In this chapter, the authors discuss the importance of blue ocean leadership. They argue that traditional leadership styles are no longer effective in today's rapidly changing business environment. Blue Ocean Leadership emphasizes the importance of empowering employees and creating a culture of trust and collaboration. Actionable steps. Emphasize the importance of empowering employees and creating a culture of trust and collaboration. Encourage creativity and innovation at all levels of the organization. Create a clear and compelling vision for the future of the organization. Chapter 12. The Blue Ocean Strategy Simulation. The authors provide a simulation to help readers apply the concepts of blue ocean strategy in a practical setting. The simulation allows readers to experiment with different business models and see the impact on the market. Actionable steps. Participate in the Blue Ocean Strategy Simulation. Experiment with different business models and evaluate the impact on the market. Apply the lessons learned from the simulation to your own business. Chapter 13. Blue Ocean Strategy in Action. A quick guide. In the final chapter, the authors provide a quick guide to implementing blue ocean strategy. They provide a step-by-step framework for creating a blue ocean strategy, from analyzing the current market to implementing the new strategy. Actionable steps: analyze the current market to identify areas of opportunity. Create a value curve that highlights the key features and benefits of your product or service. Develop a strategy canvas that outlines the key factors that will differentiate your business from competitors. Identify the key actions needed to implement the new strategy. Continuously evaluate and adapt your strategy based on feedback from customers and changes in the market. Chapter 14: Renewing Blue Ocean Strategy. In this chapter, the authors discuss the importance of continuously renewing blue ocean strategy. They argue that successful businesses must be agile and adaptable to changes in the market and customer needs. The authors provide several case studies of companies that have successfully renewed their blue ocean strategies. Actionable steps: continuously monitor changes in the market and customer needs. Evaluate the effectiveness of your current blue ocean strategy. Develop new strategies to stay ahead of the competition. Chapter 15: Epilogue: Blue Ocean Strategy, the Journey Continues. In the final chapter, the authors reflect on the impact of blue ocean strategy over the past decade. They discuss the challenges of implementing blue ocean strategy and the potential benefits for businesses that are willing to take the risk. Actionable steps: reflect on the impact of blue ocean strategy on your own business or industry. Evaluate the potential benefits and risks of implementing blue ocean strategy. Continuously learn and adapt to stay ahead of the competition. Overall, blue ocean strategy provides a comprehensive framework for creating uncontested market space and making the competition irrelevant. The book provides actionable steps for implementing blue ocean strategy and includes numerous case studies and examples to illustrate the concepts. By following the principles of blue ocean strategy, entrepreneurs can create innovative and successful businesses that differentiate themselves from the competition.